Welcome to the Age of Aquarius. This is Amina, your survival guide in the Age of Aquarius. And this reading is for May the 2nd, 2023. It's interesting. We have a 23 here. All right, everybody. Remember, as we go into these readings, you need to relax. Take a deep breath through your nose, out through your mouth. And release all the negative energy. So when you're breathing in this fresh, new, golden energy. And exhaling any negative energy that you have. And let's get a little help from 528 hertz. This is the frequency of love. This is the frequency of the heart chakra. This is the color green, which we have a lot of here on this card. And this is the key of me in the solfeggio scale. This channel is where the spiritual and science collide. And I hope you enjoy the reading and really intake what it's saying to you. Remember, these readings are all marked for Aquarius, but that's because we're in the age of Aquarius. All you have to do is look at the astrology from February the 4th, 1962. And yes, there was some big planetary things happening that helped kind of give us another kick in the hiney to remind us that we are in the age of Aquarius. Okay? And it's in with the new and out with the old establishment. It's Aquarius. It's time for Aquarius. We're leaving Pisces in the dust. Anyway, where science and spirituality collide, right here. Okay? So keep taking in that amazing chi energy, golden light when you breathe in. Exhale all that negative energy, and this will help flush it away. This will raise your oxytocin levels, which is your internal feel good, balancing you energy, and lowering cortisol, something that makes you get belly fat, a stress hormone, right? This releases stress. And it also lowers chronogranin A, which is a disease marker in your saliva, brought on by many things, stressors on the body, and including frequencies that you are bombarded with daily. So let's get some of this in our lives. Here we go. Remember, deep, slow breaths. Really want you to be able to take in what they have to say to you today. Here we go. 528 hertz. All right. Keep on with the deep breathing. Relax. Let go of the outside world. We're looking at our inner world right now. Okay. So let's talk about the astrology for Tuesday, May the 2nd. Interesting, right? It's a 2. Yes, twos. It's all about the twos. And what's fascinating is we have 2 11s. Remember, I talked about this in the reading yesterday? We have on the tropical zodiac, we have Mercury retrograde at 11 degrees and the Sun in Taurus. Both of these in Taurus at 11 degrees. So they're in communication. Mercury's backed up to because it's racing back to the Sun to tell, you know, inform it what's going on. And what's really interesting is I always set my chart for 11:11 as far as the time, and that's UT time, Universal Time, 11:11. That's where my charts are always set. I don't set them at 0. I set them at 11:11 because that is our gateway portal energy, and it's definitely in the cards, it's in the astrology, it's there. Like I said, the math, that's your science. The planets, that's science, and spirituality collide. Because that is a grand machine above us, okay? We are in the grand machine. The planet Earth is part of that machine. So keep that in mind. The astrology, we have Venus at 24 degrees. Now, this is tropical. Keep that in mind. In Gemini. And then we have Mars at 19 degrees in Cancer, being watered down. So we still have that energy of our fire signs because Chiron's over in Aries. Still kind of watered down, but Sag's energy is shining through and really holding up the fire for everybody, which is really good. Because I know that both Leos and Aries have been going through it. Dark night of the soul, wounding, I personally know. And just my observation, I know an Aries that's had major health issues, major. And I know a Leo, at least one, that's going through dark night of the soul, trying to find their way, you know. And this is Vedically and tropically, okay? Remember, both those charts, when it comes to astrology, are valid. There's always been this big to do. The tropical one's more important. No, the Vedic one's more important. No, they're equally valuable because as above, so below. That's what they represent. One represents as above, the other one represents so below. Okay? So everybody can stop arguing about which one's better because they both pertain based on what I'm seeing. Logic prevails always when it comes to Aquarius. Anyway, so we have this 11:11 going on in Taurus energy Earth with the rebel, of course, in Taurus. Been there for a good long time, making its way through. So now the moon has moved through Virgo, okay, and into Libra. So what does that mean? Well, the moon is in Libra. That's your kidneys. Now, this is the part of the body that Libra represents. Your kidneys, your urinary tract, bladder, veins, skin. Okay? So if you're having or experiencing issues in that area, don't be surprised. Now, Vedically, it's Virgo that it just entered, and that's pancreas, small intestine, and digestive tract. So if you're having any issues with blood sugars, intestinal issues, digestive tract issues, things of that nature, um, this too shall pass, okay? Anything with kidney stones, urinary tract infections, varicose veins, um, skin issues of any type. It could be kind of flaring up right now. So keep that in mind. It is also a waxing moon. So it's not a good time just yet to schedule those procedures. Coming on May 6th, you can go for it. Starting the 6th through the 18th. Okay? So if you're getting dental work or any kind of procedures done, according to many sources, and trust me when I say you better take a look at the moon chart because your healing of your body. Remember, your body is made of water, and the moon affects that. Remember, it affects the tides of the oceans, and you're made of water too. So it does affect you. And when you're in a waning moon, healing is much faster, much faster. So try to, unless it's a dire emergency and something has to be done, that's different. But if it's something that can be put off a little bit, do so until the 6th. Okay, that's what's going on with the moon. Now, the energy of what's, I heard raining gold. Um, and I heard pennies from heaven. So when I was just thinking about the energy, and so, and then we have this golden palace on top of that. And I'm like, okay. So a lot of gold energy, to me, that's like your energy force. That's solar plexus energy. That's having will and wherewithal to move forward. Um, and the heavens shining down on you while you make those movements. It's like they're watching, they're excited, they know you all are moving in the right direction on your path. They know that you're on target. Okay. So keep that in mind. Um, and it also feels like there's another energy here that feels like picking and making choices on things. Um, Basically, possibly window shopping for platforms or window shopping for um, new decor for your home or um, just basically it feels kind of seven of pentacles energy where you're evaluating how you want something to be set up. And it's really interesting because it's choice points. Remember, we had the 1, the 3, and then the 2 of wands. Our fire energy was finally in there and back. And now we have this golden palace and our prince of swords. Um, see these birds and stuff flying here in this background right here. They're very tiny. Let me pull up my window so I can see what if you guys can. Yeah, you guys should be able to see those tiny birds right there. Okay. And it looks like this prince, he's like a gatekeeper. Okay. And this card represents to me the pages. represent the mutable. So possibly a Gemini. Okay. But it could also represent anybody because you all have these in your chart. That's why I always say these readings are for Aquarius, but that's because it's the age of Aquarius. And so this is a reading for the collective because you all have Aquarius in your chart. So it's just that energy, okay? A Gemini kind of energy. And remember, Gemini's the two-faced, okay? And we have these two crows here. One is very polarized looking. Let me pull that card up for you really nice and close. See how it looks polarized? And then the other one doesn't. And see how this page has a sword and it's like stopping. One's getting to pass the gate. Remember, we had the 1111 gate yesterday's reading. So a gateway. So you're making choices, thinning out things that um, will no longer serve. Polarization, for me, that is divisionary. That's the moon card energy. Um, it's, well, it's the old establishment. The Pisces establishment was about divide and conquer, right? But now people that are polarized like that are in that divide and conquer energy don't get a pass through that gateway to the Golden Palace. You see what I'm saying? The old establishment does not get a pass. We're not giving them a pass. There's a new earth. I always hear about purple Gaia. That's what they talk to me about, purple Gaia. Well, purple is the color of Aquarius and the age of Aquarius. And it's like these divisionary tactics that have been used before don't fly anymore. See, prevented from flying past to the new earth. Okay? That's the way this feels. And many of you are in that energy. It's not that we want to disclude anybody, but people that are still being divisive, egoic, and in the memes. That's what my husband and I lovingly call the memes. They're they're not getting a free pass anymore. Okay, this is well, separating the wheat from the chaff energy. Only people that are in the energy of Aquarius where humanity matters now, not the memes. It's not all about me. It's about us as a collective, all of us. Okay. Anyway, let's get on with the reading itself. And that was part of the reading, of course, but let's get on with the book part of it. Okay. 23, a 5 means change. Remember, 5 is just a 2 that has inverted itself and gotten undressed. So it's still building energy, okay? The Golden Palace, there is always enough. See, that's one thing, these polarized people, they want you to believe that there's famine and not enough water and lack mentality. They do that to you because they want you to stay in fear. Because when you're in fear, you're in a lower vibration. And if you're vibrating at a lower vibration, it remember energy flows and it's like dropping pebbles in a pond. If you're in that low negative, there's not enough, oh my gosh, we got to stockpile. They're going to, the food supply is going to get cut off and all this other stuff. When they keep you in that negative thought and energy, that's very divisive, polarized energy, low vibrational energy, they win. Our job is to ignore their rhetoric and continue vibrating high on the high end of it, because that way you won't get blocked from your true blessings, your true golden palace. Okay? There is always enough. Yes, there is. That lack stuff is utter horseshit. Okay, upright. The golden palace card represents good fortune, ambitions fulfilled, wealth, and prosperity. It may also indicate emotional fulfillment, as perhaps you're entering a time of happiness that's long overdue. Yeah, humanity's long overdue for some happiness. We've had enough of the low vibrating, narcissistic, sociopathic psychopathy that's going on out there. Quite enough. Okay. The message here is that self-worth isn't measured by what you have. Remember, what you own owns you. Okay? No matter how abundant your life is. Instead, it comes from what you are, how authentically you're living your life. Are you being authentic, the real you? The little kid before all the trauma? Because this old establishment, remember, don't call them the powers that be, because they're not, okay? You're giving them power when you call them that. Call them the old establishment, okay? Before all the trauma, you were a little kid and all your dreams seemed possible and you dreamt a lot. You daydreamed, right? You need to get back in that energy. How authentically you're living your life and how much love you're willing to share. Granted, receiving this card does indicate material gain and a furthering of tangible rewards, but things come and go, ebbs and flows, right? And knowing your true value leads to even greater riches now. Share the wealth. Remember, it's about walking the center path. That's what I'm trying to teach everybody. You've got spiritual leaders out there going, pray for money, pray for cars, go get yours. The memes. It's so egoic. It's beyond. Okay. Manifest $1 million in 30 days and all that kind of stuff. And what happens when you hear that? What happens when you hear a reader say, oh, the Wheel of Fortune, you're going to win the lottery. You got big money coming. And then it doesn't happen. It's pretty disappointing, right? Because you're in the wrong energy. Think about that. Anyway, when you have prosperity, and whether that prosperity is wisdom or that prosperity is love, no matter what it is, you share it. Okay? Doesn't have to be money, money, money. Okay? I know it makes the world go around, helps get the bills paid and all that stuff. But when is it enough? Because remember, think about this. When you get a golden palace, say you get a windfall and you get a golden palace, you know how many of those people lose that money? Because they They don't use balance. I've talked about the balance of going down the center of the tree, walking that tightrope, right? Service to self and service to others, right down the damn middle. That's where you need to be. And people don't realize when you get one of those big honking mansions, you've got to have somebody that's going to run around and clean that thing because it will get dusty. Okay. There's got to be upkeep on the building itself. You know, say some plumbing goes wrong. You need a gardener because a lot of them have these massive gardens and lawns that need to be cared for. There's one person, if you own that, you're not enough to take care of that whole thing. You're going to need a team because it's big, right? So the more you have, the more you owns you. Remember that. And always, equal balance, fair. Yeah, right down the middle, guys. Okay, for those that need to hear this, reversed. Let go of your tight hold on what you believe security should look like. Now is the time to conserve your energy and count your blessings. Pennies from heaven, right? Resist the pull to become miserly. Okay? That's trying to hold on to things too tightly, you know. There will be enough money, love, youth, food, and shelter to go around. That's what I envision. You see these people living in these palatial mansions, and then you see people, living in, well, some not anything more than a tent. My husband would be perfectly happy in a tent. Not joking. He loves it. Anyway, me, my younger days, maybe. I would have been more game for it. No, yeah, yeah. Well, I do love the outdoors though, so it's not that I couldn't do it, but I digress. Anyway, and I dream about people being able to live in basically whatever kind of dwelling that suits them, that suits their needs, you know? Let's face it, if you're one person and you're not operating a hotel or a business from your large palatial estate where you have 10 bedrooms and you're only actually using one, what's the point of having the others? Just because you can say you have it? Now, having a spare bedroom or an office in another one or something like that, that's reasonable stuff because you might have company over, things like that, right? But come on, seriously. Okay. A mindset of fear and lack will shut off the flow of true abundance. Yeah, it does. And they want not just that fear and lack mentality stuff that they're pushing, trying to keep everybody in fear, keeps you from rising up and excelling because you're always busy worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. And yeah, I know the whole story about the ants and the grasshopper and all that stuff. And it's good to make sure that you've got enough for your community, but it's not a me, me, me thing. They're like, yeah, make sure you have a gun so you can shoot your neighbors if they come to steal your food. Come on, really? Wow. Is that the way you think? Because if it is, you're polarized and you're not going to pass go. Not in the new earth. Okay? Trust in the tides because the flow always returns from the ebb. Chop wood, carry water. As the Chinese proverb says, practice faith and the treasure will be revealed. And in fact, you'll find it in plain sight. Wisdom is the treasure. Wisdom and love. Major. So, and your health, right? Those are the things that really matter. Anyway, the Page of Swords. You guys are going to love this reading because it's really a fantastic reading. It really is. We've been getting some good ones. We had some kind of lower, especially when our fire energy was really getting squashed. Yeah. Okay, the Prince of Swords. This is astrologically Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in this deck. For me, it's Gemini, but it can be any of those, and you all have those in your chart. Elements, earth and air. The lunar cycle is new moon. The season, winter. Key phrase, seeker of truth, light, and knowledge. Yes. Never stop seeking and never stop asking why. The Prince of Swords is intelligent, fearless, and courageous. He stands before the unknown future, looking at it straight in the eye. His energetic spirit is ready to test and develop his intellectual skills out in the world of opportunity and challenges. The brilliant and observant prince is curious about the world and how it works. He will use his articulate mind of reason and logic to analyze and scrutinize every situation. He is determined, motivated, and ready to take action to integrate his ideas in the world of manifestation. Now that's manifestation, okay? The Golden Palace was talking about how we manifest, not from fear and lack, not from me, from a balanced service to self and service to others. The Prince of Swords is an original thinker who believes in himself and is not concerned with other people's opinions. He will fight and take risks for what he believes in. His gift of keen perception enables him to view problematic situations and challenges from a wider perspective. The Prince of Swords is a student of inner truth, seeking his true convictions and values. His cosmic will is to find his truth, align with it, stand and live by it. One of his challenges is staying connected to his higher self, giving him the ability to develop and strengthen his reasoning and judgment talents so he can stand confidently when confronted with difficult situations that test him to choose the right action. And I've talked about that many times, choosing right action. Sometimes you have to be a bit of a strategist, a bit of a chess player, and think a few moves ahead. Would what you're getting ready to do be right action? Will it hurt somebody else? Will it cause you to accumulate unnecessary bills? Or you get the drift. Will this action, right action, cause any harm? Is it the right thing to do? Right? The prince has the talent and fortitude to make a wrong into a right. With his strong focus, he will not be discouraged, thus furthering his spiritual evolution in the world of matter. All princes and princesses share an awareness of the inner child. The inner child speaks of our innocence, sensations, emotions, and basic drives. The Prince of Swords inner child has some issues and represents the wounded inner child in all of us. Unkind actions and cruel words experienced as a child particularly affect this prince. Now that's all of us. And I just looked at the clock. I just glanced. It's 1:11. Just saying. And I'm recording this on May the 1st, 2023, and it's 1:11. I have a problem with that number because unfortunately some negative things have happened when I've seen that number pop up. And I kept getting 911 the past few days leading up to just now getting that 111. So possibly, remember, I reminded you that some of the satanic cults will practice sacrificial rituals, very ugly business coming from the old establishment. So we may be hearing something in the news. Okay. Remember, remain focused and high vibrational, regardless of what kind of shenanigans, because they are in their death throes. They're desperately clinging to power. They have none. We have all the power. Remember that. Okay? So all of us have experienced this trauma-based system of the old establishment. And we all had unkind actions and cruel words we've experienced. We need to get past that. Okay? His mind and body store these unpleasant emotions and events, causing a lack of self-trust, mistrust of others, as well as many kinds of behaviors that are not part of his original true self. So that's what we're talking about, trying to heal the ego, okay? Because we use ego to protect ourselves, okay? And healing that. So we come out of being narcissistic, the memes, or any of the levels of narcissism, which is psychopath, sociopath, etc. Not all of them are serial killers, but they do a lot of damage, okay, to other people. From the dark corners of painful memories, he struggles to obtain confidence, power, and strength by making choices and taking actions that may hurt and wound others. It is a cycle that needs to stop. Yes, the old establishment is going out the door. This polarized stuff. We need to heal ourselves and prepare for Purple Gaia, New Earth. All of us need to look at this part of ourselves. The courageous prince's lessons is to bring light and love to the inner child, confronting the pain and healing the wounds within. The inner child only wants to shine his true light of divinity on his path on the earth. The Prince of Swords fights for the right to be true to yourself. Be the real you. Don't be embarrassed to be who you are. And not the egoic you, the little kid you, the one that was fun, liked to daydream and play in the mud. You know? Who cares if you were a little girl that played with trucks and you enjoyed it, playing in the and making mud pies and stuff? Who cares? Be the real you. The prince's challenge is to remain true to himself while experiencing and dealing with the events of life. His brilliant mind can get distracted and scrambled if he allows himself to fall from his true path. And with the nodes squaring with Pluto, you guys are aligning with your paths. Many of you have figured out what your spiritual path, what makes you fulfilled and happy moving forward is. Congratulations. It is a blessing, isn't it? When you know you're headed down the right path finally. The prince needs to remember he is a student of life, living in the classroom of the world, developing and integrating his intellect, maturity, and purpose. The Prince of Swords elements are earth and air. His task is bringing his intellectual truth to the realm of earth, grounding and manifesting it. Okay? Now keep in mind, I told you about Mercury retrograding and meeting up with the sun in Taurus. Okay? Like I said, this card to me represents Gemini. The pages are mutable. And Mercury represents Gemini and Virgo, mutable signs, right? And they're meeting up with the fixed energy of the sun, okay, in Taurus, in Earth. And this is talking about that very alignment happening in Taurus right now. That card. See how the cards just show you what's going on with the planets and the energies? See how they match up? So it's grounding and manifesting it. Air breathes in new intellect and ideas into the earth plane, bringing change and evolution. Big evolution from the old establishment to the age of Aquarius, the gateway. Earth helps ground and stabilize the magical, airy mind into the world of matter. The Prince of Swords brings messages of news, new ideas, unexpected information, and surprises. He presents you with letters, new friends, and travel. A new intellectual endeavor or project can present itself. His energy can quickly change anticipated plans. Yes, because that's mutable energy. They're indecisive and they change their minds quickly. So you better jump on it while the jumping's good. The prince can indicate a sudden change that brings a whole new way of life. He indicates a time when you need to communicate clearly. Yes, please, because Mercury is retrograde. Be very concise, short, and to the point. Okay? Anything involving signing contracts or important documents needs to be scrutinized. Yes, extra heavily scrutinized because of Mercury being retrograde. Okay? It's not that you can't do it right during, especially if it's something that was started before Mercury went into shadow. But it can be done. You just need to be extra cautious and diligent. Okay? Anything involving signing contracts or important documents needs to be scrutinized. When the prince confronts you, ethical behavior and truthfulness are at the forefront. Yes, because he holds that sword. That's integrity, clarity, and truth. Secrets are revealed. He is adamant that you find your true self and live by it. The Prince of Swords brings challenges that create an opportunity for healing and growth. This is the growth. The Prince of Swords stands in the whirling north wind, holding his sword of destiny. The north wind symbolizes the power of air. The double-edged sword symbolizes truth that can cut both ways. It also symbolizes opposite ideas or solutions and the balance between spirit and matter. The new moon in the clouds signals a new quest is at hand. The two ravens flying in the sky are Hugin, which is thought, and Munin, memory and desire. In Nordic mythology, the ravens belong to the god Odin, seeker of wisdom. Remember, he gave his eye to drink from Mimir's well, which was wisdom. They are the prince's spirit guides. The prince's red cloak flaps and twirls in the winds of change. Red is the color of adventure, aggression, violence, action, bravery, and courage. All the aspects of the red cloak are being tested, experienced, and balanced as the prince begins to interact his intellect in the physical journey of life. The color purple weaves its way through the cloak, giving it magical qualities of spirituality, wisdom, inner peace, and mastery. The swirling stars symbolize the prince's inherent memory of his personal power and guiding light that is constant. The Luna Ma's symbolize heightened spiritual awareness that gravitates toward truth, guiding one through the dark hours of their lives. At the hub of the starry medicine wheel is the four-path star, dividing the different strengths the prince carries on his journeys. Green is healing, green is healing, green is healing. The key of me, 528 hertz. Okay. Black, the unknown. Yellow, intuition and creativity. That's solar plexus energy. Blue, perception, wisdom, and peace. Of course, that's going to be your higher chakra energy, right? Yes, indeed. Fantastic. Anyway, this in your hand is a magical key. It opens gateways, doorways. It's 1111. It is a key to that gateway. This key is a miracle key. And it's said to heal DNA too. Now remember, you'll notice the effects using the Marion method. There's a video in playlist that I have here on the channel. Tells you how to do the Marion method. Remember, it takes a long time to become sick, ill, out of balance, so to speak. Okay? You'll notice significant changes within 7 times of doing that. Okay? And remember, it took a long time for the damage to be done, whether that's trauma or damage to the actual DNA or what have you. So it will take time to heal. It's not an overnight process, but you need to start your journey. Okay? And this is healing mind, body, and soul, spirit. You're covering all your bases with one key. Okay? Increases oxytocin, promotes better sleep, that's a fact, and lowers chronogranin A and lowers cortisol. Okay? Anyway, you can get yours. It's in the description. There's a link to Sacred Waves. And when you use that link, it helps support this channel. I'm also temporarily, for a short time, don't know how long, doing personal private readings. And the information to book those is below. That's on a temporary basis. I don't know how long I'll be able to do that because I have a lot of other irons in the fire, because it is my job as your survival guide to cover a lot of bases. So try to get in on that if you can, as soon as you can, because there'll come a time when you won't be able to. Okay. But, yeah, the information is below to get your tuning forks. We're not just going to be working with 528. 528 is the launching. It is your starting point. It's what the divine told me. That's where you need to start. 528 hertz. It's the middle of the solfeggio scale. Start in the middle and work our way out. It is the one that everybody sorely needs, because this is heart energy. This is love and compassion, something that's sorely missing in the world of the old establishment and the memes. Okay? And you can get yours at Sacred Waves. Link is in the description. And yes, to those of you that have already ordered readings and ordered your tuning forks, Many, many thanks. Tons of infinite terror and gratitude to all of you and to the new subs, the old subs, and a bright, bright future into the gateway. We're stepping through this gateway, whether the old establishment likes it or not, because we're all interconnected, and the more of us that push for this energy, that's just the direction it's going to go. They can't stop it. Okay. Anyway, healing the planet. That is my mission. Healing you and the planet. All at one, in one fell swoop. You couldn't ask for more. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic, fantastic Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday, May the 2nd.